In this video, we are going to talk about Novavax, where the stock is, what's next for the company, and if you should buy its shares. Novavax is a pharmaceutical company based in US. It has been mostly a startup over the past few years, but had a major opportunity to both raise capital and prove to the investment world of its capacities during the pandemic. Over the past few days, the share price of Novavax had a relatively modest but decisive bump, going from around $160 to $202. That seems to be a continuation of the bullish trend we can observe in Novavax since May of 2020. Essentially, the stock price increased by more than 10 times in less than 12 months. And this is mainly due to the expectation of profit from the vaccine. Recently, Novavax published data from British tests and concluded that their vaccine is at least as effective, if not more, than the competitors such as Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. In terms of the British variant, it is said to be slightly better than the Johnson & Johnson version. There are many articles and commentaries talking about how much progress Novavax has shown over a relatively short period of time and how much potential there can be with this company. In my case, I would like to bring the perspective a little farther down the road and try to see the likely scenarios where the share price will go. I believe that we are going to see a continuation of the bullish trend that has basically been uninterrupted so far. The massive price correction in early 2021 has caused the delays in approval in some countries, but never fundamentally broke the trend. The market has always assumed that Novavax is going to be one of the major winners of the current sequence of events. With that being said, as with many other stocks, there is a limit of how much higher can a stock go within a short period of time. So my assumption for the stock is that it will slightly edge upward while waiting for more green lights from different jurisdictions. In terms of timing, Novavax is relatively late to the party, since a few companies already have gotten their vaccines approved by the local regulators and began to be commercialized and began to be distributed. However, keep in mind that the world is currently still missing doses of vaccines, and regardless of which logo they will carry. As soon as Novavax confirms that its vaccines are ready to be manufactured, the demand should come fairly quickly. There are two important aspects to keep in mind regarding the stock that are the current market cap and the likely evolution of events ahead. It is a bit early to compare Novavax against established giants of the sector, such as Pfizer and Sanofi. However, I think it's reasonable to at least take a look at the difference in market valuation between both Novavax and Moderna. Both companies have been mostly early-stage startups before the pandemic. Moderna is currently valued at $55 billion, whereas Novavax is valued at $15 billion. This means that regardless of the immediate circumstances, Novavax should see its market value increased over time, at least to a comparable level to Moderna, and maybe eventually to the level of Pfizer's and Johnson & Johnson. But for now, it is obvious to me that the current valuation of Novavax still leaves a lot of upward space for the company to grow. Before we move on to my recommendation, if you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please check out my channel for more stock analysis videos. My recommendation is to buy the stock, regardless of if you plan to trade the short-term swings or to hold it for the long term. Novavax is currently valued much below its peers, and the vaccines have yet to be approved. However, once the vaccines are authorized to be distributed by different jurisdictions, it is fair to assume that its stock price will go to a whole different level. With that being said, I think that the real potential of Novavax is in the aftermath of the pandemic, where the virus will likely require more specialized, more geographically localized vaccines against specific local strains. The company has proven that it has the same capacity compared to the more established companies in the field. It should also have the capacity to benefit from future demands in the sector, not just from the current pandemic, but its variants and other seasonal viruses. If you plan to hold the stock for the long term, my recommendation is to at least hold it for 2 years and give the company the time it needs to fully blossom. Given that the company has matured over the past year and that its products are in an advanced stage of research with promising results, my recommendation for exposure would be around 5% of your portfolio. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.